Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Understand. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Understand. This animates an axis of Scorpio and Taurus. Scorpio is to project or astral project into the future. Taurus is to have presence. It is to have presence. Thus, the anthems of Taurus and Scorpio are polarized. Through Scorpio, astral projecting into the future, I desire is the statement. Taurus being present, I have is the statement. These are different states of being, different attitudes, different character. The sun is at Scorpio and the moon is in Taurus. Full moon Taurus is now here and is closing out an old timeline of Pluto. And it's initiating a new timeline with Pluto, as it also sets the stage in our value system with Saturn direct. Understand. She is clothed with strength and dignity. To be clothed is, it's on you. It's what you're about. It's what you exude. It's what you exemplify. It's what you demonstrate. It's what you have become a great example of. It's what you personify. It becomes an attribute of your first house. It is you, personified, strength and dignity. Through strength, we have trustworthiness. We have character. We uphold values. We uphold morals and integrity. Only strength can accomplish that. Through dignity, we refuse to create or co-create circumstances and situations that would have us to walk in shame or regret. And we have wisdom enough to even have shame or regret if we should step out of bounds or violate the values that we should stand for in integrity. To be dignified. Instead of me going out here begging, let me watch how many dollars I spend in a period of time. Instead of lashing out at people around me, let me learn how to manage and master my emotional circumstances so that I do not become depleted of my emotional vitality. So that I do not have to walk around and complain, this person did this to me, that person did that to me. Oh, I was wrong by this person. I was wrong. I'm a victim. Let me learn how to live. Let me learn how to live. Where are my values, my ethos, my morals, my integrity? What do I stand for and what am I about? This is Taurus. And this is what Taurus is all about. Where are your values? Your morals, your integrity. We're closing a chapter about this. We're closing a chapter. The Democratic left liberals. That was the wing of degenerate, rebellious females and effeminate males who weaponize everything and everyone at their disposal while clothing themselves as victims. victims of the very traumas that they themselves create or co-create, charging others with being who they are, accusing others of doing exactly what it is that they do. This takes place in the government. It took place in the households. It took place at work and all of the institutions that we know in the land. And this is the chronological timeline where it comes to an end. It is culminated now. Feminism is fallen. Liberalism is fallen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. It is fallen. Females who lack values and morals, who want shame to go away. I want to do what I want. I want to behave how I want. And I want to make a weapon of everything that will come against me for being the way that I want to be. While it is not authentic of her spirit, it is not authentic of her soul. She has work to do to find out who she is and to show up in strength and dignity in being who she really is. Dignity requires us to align with values so that our lack of values does not compromise our status, our image, the way that we feel about ourselves. Females tried to change this about society, specifically the liberal female. She tried to change this about the world, about society, and it started with the African American female. And it spread out from her. There is no shame. Do what you want. Throw away your morals, throw away your values, and blame everybody else for what comes of it. You could turn the court into a weapon. You could turn the institutions in the work offices into a weapon. You could turn the honor of the blood into a weapon. You can leverage your gender against someone who doesn't do what you want them to do. You can leverage your race card against whoever doesn't do or serve what you want them to serve. You can vilify any person at any time. Your crocodile tears will fall and they will believe you. Wickedness abound. Feminism is fallen. It is fallen. It is fallen. Past tense, it is fallen. Now it's time for a new channel, a new page, a new course, a new timeline. The full moon Taurus ends that timeline of us learning what will come of us if we throw away our values and our dignity. What will come of us if we refuse to show strength. And showing strength has nothing to do with our attacks on other people, but it has to do with showing endurance and perseverance, resilience against all opposition that will come in being authentic and true to your values and morals, your ethos. All of this has to do with the second house. You will suffer low self-esteem. You will not be able to pick yourself up after these aversions and attacks because you sell your soul, because you sell your values. You have no boundaries. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. I will just simply blame someone if it hurts. I will blame someone if it disturbs me. I will blame somebody if it bothers me. I will blame somebody if it is inconvenient for me to process. I will find somebody to blame. Not so with dignity. And so is the beauty of the conservative woman. So is the wisdom of the conservative woman. And to be conservative has little to do with politics, but its manifestation of social relationships. It works through conservative politics. Understand. But it starts with an awareness and commitment to one's values, especially traditional values. The conservative woman is not like the liberal woman. Women are not like the childish feminists. They are not the same. The timeline begins now where honor, where protection and preservation, where appreciation and gratitude will come home to the true and virtuous woman. There is nothing like a woman. And many have betrayed the office of womanhood, preferring the illusion that feminism has sold them. And they find themselves out in the cold without a husband, without a man, with a bunch of kids, in a walk of shame, indignified, and looking for everybody to blame for what they themselves created through the lack of honor and respect for themselves, the lack of integrity and morals and values for themselves. There is somebody else to blame. How do we learn when we think this way? How do we learn? Racism didn't hurt America. Feminism hurt America. Liberalism hurt America. The Democratic left is what hurt America. That is what set America on fire. And it started with black women who didn't know themselves, who didn't accept themselves, who didn't learn to love themselves, who didn't respect and embrace the authentic identity of themselves. These are the ones. The wig wearing, lash wearing, twerking degenerates. Feminism has fallen. Understand, a new timeline. When we look to Taurus, we're looking at our finances. We're looking at our resources. But it's better to say your resources than your finances, because resources can come through so many means. Let's not shorten the threshold of meaning and what Taurus is here to explain to us. Do not reduce it to a coin. Don't make that mistake. The second house is not a damn coin. Yes, it is provision. Yes, it is resources. Yes, it is property from your personal efforts. Understand, from your personal efforts. Your social security number is attached to what you have there. Understand, you have first and last rights to what you have there. It is also your values. It is your self-esteem. It is your ethos. And it's exactly where you are supposed to put your damn boundaries. Understand? And you're the first one to honor your boundaries, not somebody else. Because I can't expect you to honor and respect boundaries about myself that I do not demonstrate the honor for. That is part of having dignity. If you want to be dignified, you live within your means. If you want to be dignified, you create a reality by which you do not have to hold your head down, to where you do not have to come and apologize, to where you do not have to walk in shame. You live as such, practicing prevention, which is better than treatment. Understand? Let's learn this. Let's learn it. Let's not bring bad habits into the future. Full Moon Taurus, it's time now to change these things if we found ourselves in the habit of it. Morals and values now begins. South Node Libra, Democratic left liberalism, feminism. Yes, there were no values. There were no morals. Because women were in charge. Let me be specific. Females were in charge. They were running a damn muck. High heels on top of every operation, on top of every institution. And we see what became of it. It became a wicked paradise. It became lawless. The people have lost their conscience. They even lost their intelligence. American children are not too bright as they used to be. Deep conversations are damn near impossible for them. They sit around for hours listening to Kai Cenat, all kind of social media personalities that offer no substantial value, distractions, tick-tocking away. Our children have been dumbed down because the fathers have not been allowed to be involved to the extent in which the natural innate authority would suggest that they have involvement with. The weaponization of the system, the leveraging of the vagina, it is a well-oiled and sharpened weapon against the male image, reputation, power, authority, and his contribution that he owes to society. Loudmouth females were in the motherfucking way for the past 11 years. Now, she must have a seat. Now, she must have a seat. Real women, please stand up. Understand. These degenerate little hussies, prostitutes, streetwalkers, twerkers, big booty dumb bitches. The show is over. The club is over. The lights are turned on at the club. The DJ has spun the last record. Get your shit and get out. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here, out of this timeline. It's moving on. If you are attached to these things, if you find it difficult for you to accept the reality that is manifest, that errors have been made from the sisterhood, if you find it difficult to accept it, you're struggling to accept it, you're walking around quiet because you know you was dead wrong for promoting it, for enabling it, for helping it, in personality politics, in race politics, in gender politics, from the family all the way to the courthouse. And who gets to suffer as a result of it? It is the children every time. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish. And now it's time to reckon with what you create as a sisterhood. It's work to do. It's work to do. If this is a mentality that you have, yeah, Saturn is a restriction for you. If you have been wise enough to align yourself with authenticity, this is a sign of hope for you. You see, it is the conscience of the individual that determines which reality that you reside in. Delusion will not pass. Delusion will not pass. Truth will be acknowledged. Truth will be acknowledged. Cancel culture will no longer survive because it was part of the respite from the principalities who sent it down through the females who were wicked in the land. The principality sent this down. Understand? And there is respite to that, which means there is a timeline, a beginning and an end by which this is permitted to be, because we have to learn from these experiences here in the earth. Understand? Before going into Aquarius, this is a repeat in which our cosmic identities can recognize we have been here before. Adam and Eve were in the garden, and Eve was approached by the serpent, and the serpent had a proposal, an idea that could contradict the wisdom and orders and instructions of Allah or God, however you want to call the Most High. She obliged to it in the absence of Adam. Feminism put females in absence of Adam. It put Eve in absence of Adam. Understand that. Feminism put Eve in absence of Adam. And in the absence of Adam, she went astray, this time just like she did the first damn time. And she took the fruit. And who has to clean it up? Who has to show accountability for her ways and actions? It is Adam. Because Allah did not ask for Eve. He said, Adam, where art thou? Adam, where art thou? God asked for Adam and said, where art thou? Because it is Adam who has to show accountability for her ways and actions and what her behavior, choices, and actions produces as a consequence and how it affects other people. And as you see now, divine masculine has risen. It has risen. We have left Venus and we are now on Mars. And now that we are on Mars, it is the masculine standard that pervades over the society and over the psychology of the people and the way that we ought to operate. Divine masculine is here. The perception of the people will indeed perceive many of these things as quite misogynistic. You have to take the good with the bad. You have to take the good with the bad. Understand? There will be no more sugarcoating. Oh, my feelings, the worship of feelings, the worship of buttocks and backsides, the self-objectification, making yourself a sexual object, making yourself degenerate, making yourself something of a despised substance, making it of yourself a form and image and attitude of a prostitute. Females did it to themselves and the whole world got to watch them do it. And it was an African-American female who demonstrated it first and the loudest. Now comes the cleanup. You showed and proved that you did it all to yourself. And you insisted that you'll be allowed to do it to yourself in peace. Don't disturb me. Don't correct me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't bother me. Let me destroy myself, Adam. As I said before, how do you guide a woman without hurting her feelings? How do you teach a woman without offending her? How do you love a woman without making her feel insecure about how it is perceived? Well, the difference is maturity. Rather or not, she has maturity. A gross wave of immaturity has passed over the people in a world that has turned into an artful attempt at planet Venus. We have left planet Venus, and those who cannot leave those vibrations and perceptions, those attitudes and dispositions within themselves, they will stay on planet Venus to face the karma that now has to show up on planet Venus. The others who align with truth and who allow themselves to be set free, Mars is our planet for a while. We have a new world to bring in. We have a new world to bring in. No more pandering. No more pandering. No more delusion. No more pink-colored skies and roads. Reality sets in. The realness. Truth. Justice. Understand. The power of a man. Understand that. Females had their chance to show and prove and demonstrate their claims. Oh, women should be in charge. Oh, women should have leadership. Oh, women should this. Oh, women should that. But when you get your chance, what do? You confuse little girls and rather they're a girl or not. You confuse little boys and rather they're a boy or not. You let little kids in the 5th grade, 6th grade learn about anal sex. You permit all of these things to come and jump on a coattail of sacred operations, sacred culture, sacred missions, such as the civil rights activism. You betray your ancestors. You divide the family. You allow yourself to be a device and a tool to destroy humanity in and of itself. You corrupt humanity. You take away from the people their conscience to feel shame and guilt. And to feel shame and guilt is part of our faculty that allows us to leave our animal self and rise to our godly nature. But it is a female who taught you to let go of it, to betray that. And where do you end up? You end up in the deficit of your morals and your dignity, walking in shame and blaming everybody else for what you made of it. This is what you get when you follow behind females in society. The children become confused and the intelligence, it plummets down into a deficit of pure darkness and ignorance. They cannot even articulate their feelings anymore. They're not intelligent, the children. They can't keep up in these kind of conversations. They're distracted. They're consumers, entertainers, TikTokers, just like their mothers. It's time now to pay homage and respect to what a man really is, to what men really are, and the fact that it is men who uphold the infrastructure that truly keeps the world safe. They are the true containment of a household, the true containment of a community, the true containment of a society. And it's time to witness and recall that your attempts to erase the face of nature, struggle and work against the face of nature, you now have to reckon with the truth that it was not true what you tried to do and show the people. The gender wars at the hands of females, not males. It is men who have to restore it. It is men who have to come and fix it. Men who have to come and heal it. But it is females who reap the benefits of such stability and security in the end. But that ingratitude, because you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to lay the roads. You didn't have to build the houses. You didn't have to work at the power plants. You didn't have to burn the coal. You didn't have to lay the pipes, the wiring. You didn't have to make cars and set them on the road. You didn't have to do any of that. All you have to do is get in it, get on it, ride on it, go. You're ungrateful. Taurus, the mantra is, I have. And what is I have? It is this statement that affirms your ability to be present. And when you have the ability to be present, you will find yourself thankful and grateful for the abundance that is always with you. Enough is a feast. Enough is a feast. But through Scorpio, it is I desire, always wanting more. Always wanting more, never present. I'm looking, I want this, I want that. That is what was wrong with a liberal female. Materialistic, hypersexual, always looking at somebody else's business, always looking at somebody else's relationship, envious and jealous. Leaving marriages at 70%. Male and female relationships, women initiated divorces at 70%, and new statistics show that women in women relationships, they still leave at 70%. So who is the common denominator? I have. What do you have? Taurus, I have. That means come back present. The sun is in Scorpio, and it is saying, I desire, I long for, I want. But the moon is in Taurus saying, I have. And with the moon in Taurus, it is a hindsight mantra and statement to see what you have had. What did you have to be thankful for? What did you have to be grateful for? You had it good, didn't you? You had it wonderful, didn't you? You had it great, didn't you? Oh, now you see the value. Oh, now you see the opportunity. Now you see the blessings. You ruined it, didn't you? Okay. I have. Who's in your life now? What's in your life now? What can you be grateful for? What can you be thankful for? What value can you see in your present opportunity? Do you see it? A new timeline begins where we can start to take account for what there is to see value in. And when you have the ability to see value in the present moment, you also see opportunity in the present moment. And if you can manage it well, you can extend and preserve your dignity. Understand? That's how you preserve dignity. Taurus is about dignification. Dignity. Dignification is returning to America. What does it look like to bring dignification back to America? Well, it's going to look like temperance. It's going to look like scarcity. It's going to look like pullback. It's going to look like count your dollars. It's going to look like save a penny. It's going to look like manage it. Donald Trump is president, and he said his favorite word is tariffs. His favorite word is tariffs. Understand? Department of Education. They ain't doing a damn thing for our children because they dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Can't write cursive. Cannot think in a challenging, critical critical thinking format. Some tick-tocking ass motherfuckers just like they goddamn mama. Department of Education ain't doing the damn thing, and they damn sure ain't taking care of the teachers who got to fight these little badass kids with no fathers. Coming to school terrorizing the teachers. Feminism enables and expands the crisis of fatherlessness. It isolates children from their fathers. It alienates children from their fathers. It alienates men and the divine masculine from society. It plunges females into a delusional mind state. It teaches everyone that you ought to be a victim of everything and everyone that does not taste sweet to you. How childish. Paris is Donald Trump's favorite word. There's going to be expansion, inflation on certain products. And it just so happens those products have a lot to do with those items that we as Americans tend to use as a flex. Getting your nails done is going to be quite expensive now. Buying a damn wig to put on your head like a dead ass cat is going to be quite expensive now. Grease your scalp, motherfucker. Grease your goddamn scalp. Grease your motherfucking scalp. Grease your scalp. Those lashes are going to be quite expensive. Car parts, your foreign cars, quite expensive. Taurus restores the dignity because it restores our wisdom with what we have. It restores our sense of value for what we have. And when that is the case, the outcome is always dignity. If I have a good reputation and good chemistry in my community, I'm going to manage my character and behavior to make sure that I never have to walk in shame. That's called dignity. To manage your image and reputation. To manage your experience of your self-esteem. You manage it. You can create and manufacture a high self-esteem through how you treat others, through how you move about in your day, how you treat yourself, how you manage yourself. When you make terrible decisions, such as fucking every Tom, Dick, and Harry, having no respect for yourself, no morals, no values, no integrity. Yes, your self-esteem is going to plummet. Whenever we go against our intuition, when we betray our intuition, when we do not listen to our intuition, we lose our dignity. And what happened to the degenerate Democratic left liberal female, starting with the African American female? She has lost all of her dignity. She has no dignity to look forward to. None. She is not dignified. She sold it. Now she has to work to get it back. Am I saying this for all of them? No, I'm not. I said the Democratic left liberal female, starting with the African American female. I am being specific, and I don't apologize. She lost her dignity. Don't follow her way. Don't follow her course. Don't do what she did. Don't do it how she did. Women don't do that. Women don't fall from grace like that. Women don't chance to fall from grace. Women do not play with the reputation. Women honor the body and they honor the womb. They respect themselves. Women respect themselves. There is no negotiating. There's no need for investigation. There's no need for debate or argument or going back and forth. It is very clear what a woman is. Very clear. And she had her chance to demonstrate it because she was given freedom and liberty to do whatever you want to do. But look what you did when you got it. You fell from grace. You fell from grace. She wears shame on her head now. On a personal level, we have to watch where we can fall from grace concerning dignity. Worry being desperate. Worry desperate for approval. Worry desperate for acceptance. Worry desperate for people to like us, to accept us, to let us in on the club. Well, that's where you can lose your dignity. You can start to behave in ways that's not authentic to you. You can start to compromise in ways that goes against your values. You can start to move and operate in ways that goes against your first house, who you really are, your Mars, what your actions are really destined to be, your 10th house and your MC, what your character and notoriety was supposed to open up for you. But when you go astray from these things and you compromise these things, you end up suffering a fate rather than rising to the fulfillment of your destiny. Understand. Understand, understand, understand. We gonna get this right. We gonna get this right. You gonna stop being a motherfucking crybaby and you gonna grow some tough skin and we gonna get this right. I'm gonna get you right. All I need you to do is not be a crybaby and I'm gonna help you out. If you could get over being a crybaby, if you could get over your feelings and your ego, I got your back. Understand. We gonna do this. Taurus is quite significant. Full moon Taurus. We're closing out inauthentic behavior, inauthentic values. We're closing out spending from an inauthentic place. Do you really want that? Can you really afford that? Why did you buy that one and not this one? Why did you go out of your budget? Why did you go beyond your means? Why did you get that car when you know you can't afford that car? Instead, you could have afforded this car comfortably and you wouldn't have been up stressed that night on how you gonna pay the damn car note. Why did you get that big ass house? And it's you by your goddamn self. You ain't got no man. You got one badass little kid up in there or two. But you want to pay all them goddamn bills because it's an ego flex. It's your fucking ego. You want to fit in. You want to be accepted. You want people to say and think things about you. Guess what you do when you do that? You entrap yourself and you lose your dignity because now you're begging. Now you're selling pussy. Now you're fucking fat bitches so you can sleep on the couch. Now you run around here tolerating some females you ain't even attracted to, you ain't even wanting to deal with, so you can survive. Yeah, you'll lose your dignity because you go beyond your means. Your means is measured to you, and you should be humble. You should be sincere and live according to your means. Who are you? Be authentic. You're trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing. You got a great man, but because he don't look like somebody on a music video, he don't move like some thug that everybody want to look up to, you want to get rid of him. But he's a good man. He's good to you. He's good to your children. He's good to your home. Vice versa. You got a good woman, but because she don't look like some supermodel, she ain't got a big dumbass booty. She's not super pretty. Oh, she don't look like some Instagram hoe. You got to get rid of her. You have a great career opportunity with doing this or doing that, but it's a flex if you go over here. You're burning bridges as you go. You're losing your dignity. So this full moon closes what you have been doing to entrap yourself. What you have been doing to lose your dignity, to become indignant. It closes out indignification. And it just so happens this moon is in close conversation with Uranus. And Uranus, who I call Oba Shango, King Shango. King Shango is here to set you free. He is the father of rebels. He is the father of revolutionaries. He is the authority of the ways into the innovative paths of the future through Uranus' algorithm of spirit and consciousness, bringing wisdom in all of his ways. Understand that. The true water bearer and his children are water bearers. They are masters. Understand. With this being the case, Shango is here to set you free. According to what? What is most authentic to who you are. But once he strikes that lightning bolt to set you free into an authentic pathway, you are going to feel cognitive dissonance because the delusion that you hold on to, the instincts through your amygdala that is operating possibly through fear or guilt or codependent habits of what you desire to feel, of what reality you desire to be in, as the sun is in Scorpio, generating these specific algorithms of spirit and consciousness. It is driving you to reconcile with where your intentions have been. Shango is going to be in opposition to the sun. The moon is going to be in opposition to the sun, which is in opposition to the intentions that you have, allowing you to examine, have I been authentic in what I am manifesting in my life? Why do I want this? Why do I desire this? It's because somebody else wants me to. Somebody's going to praise me for it. Somebody's going to think something of me. Who am I? Shango brings us right back to our most authentic expression. Understand, I have Shango at the south node. I have Uranus at the south node. The wisdom that I generate from, that I pull from over lifetimes, it comes most authentically, which is why it has a lot of hot sauce. And nobody's going to like me for it. But guess what? I'm very good at sitting at a table all by myself. I'm good at it. I'm very good at sitting at a table all by myself. I'm a Leo rising. I'm very good at it. I'm a real leader. I don't have to have somebody in front of me. I don't have to have somebody around me, because I accept me authentically. And rejection is only instruction for me. It's insight into where my heart and actions have been. It's not insult. This moon returns us to authenticity in our values, in our spending, in what we value, in how we cherish things or people. It brings authenticity into the boundaries that we really should have, or some that we probably shouldn't even have. We are returning back to a people who are authentic. And when you are authentic at the second house Taurus, this allows you to see true value in life. Right now, people are riding on a wave. Oh, Kamala Harris this. Oh, Donald Trump is going to slave us. He's racist. Look here, man. I'm 100% nigga. Yeah, I'm 100% nigga. Nappy head, big ass lips, broad nose. I'm 100% nigga. And I'm here to testify ain't no racism taking place, nigga. Cut it out. Sell that bullshit to somebody else. Sell it to somebody else. Ain't no racism taking place. Ain't no white man got his foot on no nigga's neck. Fuck out of here with that shit. Stand up and be dignified. Where's your damn dignity? It only shows what you're doing with yourself and what you're doing with your life, and that you have no control over your life is what it shows. We're going to see the real value in what is destined to be. The real value in what already is. We're going to realize it. Because at full moon Taurus, it ends the delusion over the values. And it brings us and inclines us to that which will leave us dignified in the end. And what will leave us dignified in the end is not to walk the walk of shame of having had value and just gave it away, just blew it, step right over it. Now you the fool. Somebody's here to finally close our borders. But oh, I don't like the misogynistic personality of the man who's doing it. Well, bitch, who the fuck you want to do it? We gotta close that motherfucker. We gotta weld it up and kick everybody out who ain't supposed to be here, who's not paying taxes, and let them come in the right way. Fuck you think this is? Why don't you open your door and go to sleep at night and let anybody come in your damn cabinets like bruh man from the fifth floor? Fuck type shit is this, nigga? Stepping over veterans, stepping over our homeless, eating our motherfucking snacks. Fuck out of here. Taking our food stamps, nigga. I ain't never had food stamps. When I was homeless in New York City, I applied for food stamps. Oh, you make too much money. Nigga, I'm homeless. How the fuck I make too much money? Where the fuck is my food stamp card? I'm applying for the homeless shelter. Oh, we full over here. We have full occupation. I'm sitting out in the fucking cold. Because these niggas, and I've been paying taxes all my life, ain't never relied on a system, but I can't get no motherfucking help. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's time to align with reality, not delusions. It's like females made, the Democratic left liberal females made Americans into little fucking teenagers. You argue with teenagers about things of life that they think they know better. But because their heart is so inclined to an artful perception of life, they don't fucking get it. You can't even argue with them. But yet you have to make decisions in their best interest, even though those decisions that you make is going to offend them. See, when you're immature, somebody loving you offends you. When you're immature, somebody securing you offends you. When you're immature, somebody taking care of you, it rubs you the wrong way. When you're immature, somebody guiding you, it touches your ego. This is gross immaturity over the females in America. And it waves out to other nations and cultures and societies. It waves out. And like I always say, it always starts with the African American female, because she the loudest. She got the loudest damn mouth, and she got the most twerking on top of damn tables as she promotes this degeneracy. And she wants to take no accountability for it. It's somebody else's fault. She can't even bear to listen to it. She can't even bear to hear it. I'm telling the motherfucking Holy Ghost truth. God strike me down if I'm motherfucking lying, nigga. God strike me down if I'm lying out this motherfucker. I'm telling the goddamn truth. That's what I know. Full Moon Taurus, it's time to end your second house being devoted to somebody else. That's your second house. Why is it not authentic? Look over your budget. What you been spending money over? Okay? What kind of purchases have you been making? What type of shit have you been buying? What type of loans have you been taking out? See, in America, the liberal female, she created this culture. And she amplified this culture through the hip-hop engine, the hip-hop manufacturing machine. That you're not worth this, you're not worth that, you don't cut out for this, and you're not cut out for that. If you don't show up with this, and you don't have this, and you don't have that, she manufactured a materialistic attitude and mindset in her communities, in her family, and her people, and in her male counterparts since childhood. They insult and shame you if you ain't got certain kind of shoes, certain kind of outfit, if you don't have a haircut 24/7, anything imperfect on you. Black females will get on your motherfucking ace. Understand? But yet we the brokest motherfuckers out here, but yet we got to pull it off to show up with all this expensive shit. See, that is what the full moon Taurus is closing out. Stop doing shit because somebody else gonna shame you if you don't do it. Stop doing it because somebody else gonna laugh at you if you don't do it. Don't buy something because somebody gonna think less of you if you don't have this label or that label. You're going to get the $80,000 car, but all you need is that $15,000 car or that $7,000 car. But you're going to get the one that's going to break the bank because it takes better pictures on Instagram, because it gives you validation. See, I pulled a car a long time ago when I was in my 20s. I saw through that illusion. Females will go and they will finance a lifestyle, finance a status once they leave college, okay? Because they want the degree to go with this illusion of, oh, I made it. But really what you made is great debt upon yourself that you will never see out of. Burdens and burdens and burdens of debt. The gated community through the bank. The car you're driving through the bank. The clothes that you're wearing, you're transferring from one credit card to the next. Robbing Paul to pay Peter, robbing Peter to pay Paul back again. You're struggling. You're hurting. And you're hurting bad. But on the outside, it looks like you're winning. It looks like you're successful. The degree that you went to school for, you can't even use that motherfucker. Pulling tricks through the internet. Dating to get a free meal. A down payment every time you fucking this nigga and fuck that nigga. I know the game. Because I was one of them trifling ass niggas that was playing it. So I know the inside school. Niggas can't fool me. I know what's going on. I played the devil too. This fake living. This fake lifestyle, this faking it. Stop fucking faking it. Everything don't have to be so fucking expensive in your life. If you around people that only accept you if you show up looking like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, I own several businesses. Come to find out, bitch, you braid hair on the weekends. Please shut the fuck up. You braid hair on the fucking weekends. Sit down somewhere. Get a fucking job. Get a job. Let's end this with full moon Taurus. Stop participating in it. People who cannot let go of this, listen, every time there's a full moon, this is a time where worlds split. Worlds are constantly splitting. At the full moon, some people are still attached to a state of consciousness that has to die out. And there are other people who have aligned through crisis, okay, with a timeline that has to come in. So if you cannot undo these behaviors, these habits, you get stuck in that reality as the truth unfolds through the time continuum of life, interactions, and fate. Your state of being will not match the vibration of what God is sending down, and it will have you in cognitive dissonance with yourself and with others, with reality. You will feel disconnected from reality, and you will be trying to find ways to compensate for that lack of life force that's supposed to flow through you with staying in the current timeline of the time continuum in which events are sent down by decree. Understand? So you check yourself out of reality. You live in an altered reality of delusion. And it terrorizes your mind emotionally and breaks you down. Now you're lost. You're a lost soul when you do that. A lost soul. That's how you become a lost soul. It's time now to open up to who you really are. You're going to lose friends when you decide to be dignified And you're going to gain friends when you decide to be dignified. The ones that you lose once you decide to become dignified, those are enemies in spirit who you should have never been around in the first damn place. And those who you gain by being dignified, those are your soul tribe who will help you to meet your destiny as it evolves. Understand, it's time to become dignified, and we become dignified by being authentic with our resources and values, being true to our resources and values. Live within your means. Be true to who you are. Be what you really are, not somebody else. No destiny swapping. Understand, that's where we are at. The whole Trump staff is lining up like fucking X-Men, all right? I'm talking about you got characters that's being appointed, elected, put in place strategically, who have qualifications, who have very particular experience, who have shown and proven strength and loyalty, not to Trump, but to the fact that the conservative route is what preserves the Constitution and the America that we all know is supposed to represent us. This does not mean that these government officials will not be corrupt. There will always be corruption as long as the heart beats in man. Understand. However, this is our destiny to pass through. As divine masculine has returned, it has received blood in its veins, heat in its spirit, and it is rising. Understand, it's not here to get women. It's not here to punish women. It's not here to do any of that. It's here to contain society safely. However, this will be a disturbance and a burden to those who resist transformation in themselves, who resist to meet the self, who resist to come clean and true and authentic to their self, those who resist to let go of the ways of Satan and the principalities in high places. Those who are devoted to such energies, they are going to have a very hard time. They see threat. They see threat. They see threat. These are the ones who see threat. It's the ones who are doing wicked. The ones who are lost, the ones who sold their souls and can't seem to find their way out. Those are the ones who are shaking in their boots. The same ones who the Department of Justice was out to get is now in charge of the Department of Justice. Don't that sound like the story of Joseph when he was thrown in the well? Boy, ain't God good. Ain't God good. The very government, the very society from the left wing that was out to take down Donald Trump, this nigga still standing. This nigga still standing. Can't fuck with that nigga. It's like the old Looney Tune cartoons. You try to blow up the whole house to kill a fly, and the nigga still buzzing around. Bzzz. Thought you killed me, bitch. Thought you got rid of me, bitch. I'm still standing, nigga. What, nigga? Yeah. That's the strength card. Donald Trump is a Leo rising, just like me. Donald Trump is a Gemini, just like me. Donald Trump got Mars in Gemini, just like me. Yeah. We A-alikes. I feel this nigga. Understand? Now he about to change and transform this motherfucker. And see, Donald Trump is just an archetype, a host of the forces that has to come to bring correction. It's not about him. It's about the fact that he was appointed to harness the energies that are to transform the crisis that we're coming out of. The people that he's putting in place and himself, they're all survivors of the weaponization of the system. And when you take survivors of the weaponization of the system through the moon, intuition, intuitive memory, understand, okay, wisdom, it informs the strategy, Pallas Athena, toward freedom, Sagittarius, where Pallas Athena is just coming out of. Now they have personal insight into exactly what needs to be changed about this system so that nobody can use it as a weapon, so that nobody else has to be oppressed. Real justice. Understand. Elon Musk manifests Uranus. Elon Musk manifests the route to a futuristic disposition to America's identity. Elon Musk and Ramaswamy brings back youthful, young intelligence. He has the zap and the charge of youth. A Gemini-Uranus disposition, a Mercurial disposition. He has rapid fire of intelligence, electrifying intelligence. That's what we need. Not the fact that you black, not the fact that you got a fucking pussy, that you get to sit in a fucking chair. Get the fuck out of here with that. Get the fuck out of here with that. We don't need it no more. We need real qualifications in the motherfucking office. This is America, nigga. Fuck you mean? Have some dignity. We have dignity by using our values, by applying and practicing and honoring our values, by staying in our means. Not all this excess spending. Nigga, we giving millions to Ukraine and fucking Israel and all this other. Nigga, we got veterans lying on a cold ass sidewalks. Poverty galore. Drug infestations and mental illness. Housing crisis. Our senior citizens. There are places our money need to go where it's not getting that. And all these departments in the government is sucking it up, but it's not reaching the people. It's like high fucking blood pressure. The arteries are restricted. Donald Trump is bringing in a fucking cleansing to the arteries, pushing out that fucking fat, sloppy ass cholesterol that's clogging up the flow of resources where the fuck it need to get to. Understand, Donald Trump is a New Yorker, just like me. Nigga. He's a New Yorker. So yeah, he's not gonna deliver in a way that's sweet, just like me. He's not gonna be liked, just like me. He's not gonna be popular, just like me, until the war hits, just like me. What, nigga? Fuck out of here. Taurus Full Moon. Your second house. Make sure it serves authentically. Make sure it's expressed authentically. Make sure you being true, being real, being authentic, and not giving concentration to what other people gonna say and do. Fuck them. Understand? Fuck them niggas. Whoever don't like you for being authentic, not being degenerate, not being wicked and hateful and spiteful, that ain't got nothing to do with being authentic. You twerking all over the fucking place, making noise, loud and clamorous. That's not authenticity. You're being uncivilized. Your authenticity has benefit for all those around you when you're being true to who you are. But just remember, most people are not going to like the change that you make to get there. That's what's happening in the government. It's becoming authentic again. It's no longer personality politics. It's no longer gender politics. It's no longer race politics. That's what the Democratic left liberals wanted. They're selfish. The government is coming back to being authentic, and it's going to rain down throughout society this wave of this disposition of attitude, authenticity. A lot of feelings is going to be getting hurt from here on out. Why? Not because somebody's wronging people, but because the honesty now is permitted. Now we have permission to be honest. Now we have permission to be truthful. Cancel culture is over. All of these weapons and divisiveness and all of these inventions of the lost females of society, that's over. It has no power anymore. It's done. It's done. It's a chicken with his head cut off running around the yard. Any minute now is going to lay down dead. Understand? It's over. Real women, real women will now stand in the light that they should stand in. They now will be honored and appreciated. Real women. Yes, real women. Real women don't need high heels 7 days a week. Real women don't need business suits 7 days a damn week. No, they don't. They don't need to wear club dresses every damn day. Real women don't need wigs and makeup and lashes and all this other stuff. They don't need all that shit. They're being real women. They got juice stains on their shirt because they taking care of babies. Okay? The soccer moms. Yeah. They ride around in vans. Yeah. SUVs. Yeah. Understand? They smell like food because they just got done cooking, but they still had to show up over here, show up over there. The real women. Natural. They don't have time to put 5 hours into beautifying themselves in a fucking mirror every day because guess what? That would mean negligence to the duties that they have in the day. So these females walk around dolled up every damn day looking like a fucking RuPaul. All this extra shit that they putting on from the Chinese store. It takes hours to put that stuff on. Somebody had to get neglected for you to do that. Some duties and responsibilities had to get neglected for you to do that every damn day. Somewhere you being irresponsible to show up like that every damn day. But the real women, yeah, they hair a little messy. Yeah, they might put a little lipstick, a little eyeliner on. You understand? But the real women. If you take them away, if you do not have them around, if you do not have use of them, if you do not have assistance from them, everything will fall apart. Everything will lag. Efficiency will dissolve and just go away instantly. If you take the real women out of society, everything falls apart. Everything. Nothing works. Nothing. They are the viscosity of life. Understand? Taurus Full Moon. This is where your stability is at. This is where you need to be stable at all times. Okay? Wherever you have Taurus in your chart, that's the place in life where you cannot compromise. You cannot negotiate. It has to be there and you can't fuck with it. Leave it alone. Right? That's where you show up consistent. That's you as strong as a bull. You're sturdy, you're reliable, you're dependent in this area of your life. Understand? This is where you represent the values of the operation. This is where you know to do the right thing. This is where you are most sincere. This is where you are very slow to anger. But once you do get angry, can't nobody stop that shit. Oh, understand? This is where you need comfort. Understand, this is where you insist on value. When you do make purchases for this area of your life, when you do make decisions for this area of your life, it's always the best quality because it's Taurus. You see? Taurus is not about quantity, it's about quality. Now, Scorpio is about quantity more so than quality, even though it insists on loyalty. Loyalty, understand, and devotion. Understand? So this full moon ends the destabilization that we've been having since 2023, 2022, 2023. That destabilization is now going to start solidifying. All right? And when it solidifies here in this area of your life, you're able to, when you have stability, you can exercise greater strength. And when we talk about strength, we have to talk about Capricorn and Saturn. We also have to talk about the Sun and Leo. Okay, the expression of your strength is Leo. Where is Mars at right now? It's in Leo, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? It's in Leo. All right. So right now you're feeling your strength, but you don't quite feel the stability to express your strength. It's important that it happens right now because in retrograde, we're going to pick up details that allows us to know how to harmonize the new opportunity that we're going to see through this full moon at Taurus, okay? Of how we can establish greater stability in our life. Because once we're stable, now we could be strong, okay? If I ask you to pick that thing up over there and it's heavy, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your feet right. You know what I mean? You're going to crouch down. You're going to center your gravity, right? You're going to get in position to make sure that you can handle that weight, that resistance, okay? That's Taurus. Taurus is where you got to plant your feet and you got to squat down real good. You know what I mean? So you can handle whatever comes at you. That's Taurus. So that the house that Taurus occupies for you, for your natal birth, in your natal birth chart, where is Taurus? That house, okay? That's the place in life where you got to have both feet planted firmly in the ground and you got to squat down on some Bruce Lee shit like you about to do, you know, like you about to squat, you know, 400 pounds, all right? You got to get in that position right there. So the full moon ends the destabilization. And the destabilization came from you wasn't authentic. You see? It's like when I tell you, okay, let's go lift weights, let's go squat. And you get under the Smith machine to squat or free squat, whatever. And I keep telling you, no, put your feet like this. All right, good. No. Put your feet like that. I'm the personal trainer, right? And I'm like, okay, put your feet like this. Oh, no. Wait, hold on. No, space your foot. Okay, turn to left. No, not like that. Go the other way. What's the problem with that? Now, you can tell me how to squat safely, but I'm the one who has to feel it out, you see? Most authentic to my personal, center of gravity for I can handle this weight. All right. So we was having a crisis where we want to be able to exercise strength. I can't feel my strength in life. Yo, where's my strength in life? I want to be strong. I want to feel it. I can't feel my strength. We was having a crisis with Leo. You see? That Leo is where you want to exercise that strength, where you want to demonstrate that strength. Okay. So where's Leo at in your natal birth chart? That's the area where you can't seem to show that strength. You know what I mean? So Taurus, which is also the fifth house. Okay. Now, and I did mention Saturn and Capricorn. Anyway, Taurus is where you got to get stable so you could use strength. Okay. That's what this is about. So it ends you relying on other people to find your stability, other things to find your stability. Now, your values, your dignity, okay? It's going to arrive you there. Remember what I started out with. Notice I'm using the word strength, okay? Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity. You see, strength and dignity brings Leo and Taurus together. Leo, strength. Especially Mars Leo or Leo Mars, okay? That's strength. That's strength exemplified, demonstrated, shown. But what you're being shown right now is you have the strength, but you have this impulse to show strength, but you're missing stability. You see that? Stability. Where's the stability going to come from? It's going to come from dignity. Now, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that it's going to come from dignity? Understand? It's going to come from dignity. Are you dignified? Do you have dignity? It might mean that you got to be more true to yourself, more authentic in how your lifestyle is. And these certain things that going on in life, it's not going to bother you. I'll put it like this. If you decide to get authentic today, what's going on in the White House ain't going to bother you. If anything, you're going to be all for it. You're going to be like, yo, I'm glad these things are happening. Why? Because you chose to be authentic. So how can it hurt you? How can it harm you if you're being authentic? Oh, he gonna do this with the police state and stop and frisk and all this other stuff. Okay, but listen, are you being authentic? What are your values around how you show up in your neighborhood? Right? Should I be riding around with weed smoke coming out the window, loud ass speakers and all this other stuff, leaned up in the seat? You know what I mean? And I'm given this image of this gangster and this, oh, he might hurt me and all this. First of all, let's keep it real. I'm black in America. So I'm already self-aware that I can't change how people perceive me. I will never be able to change that. But I can change how I manage myself, okay? So I know that everybody didn't come from where I come from, all right? So if I see another black man who's, dressed in a hoodie, he walking all hard and all this other stuff, music and lean back in his seat, okay, that's my brother. I understand him. I relate to him. I feel like that sometimes. That's how I move too sometimes. I want to be like that too, all right? But the thing is, there are times and places where you have to manage yourself so as not to provoke other people's ignorance. You understand? So the whole stop and frisk thing, first of all, I'm speaking from first experience, okay? I'm a New Yorker. Stop and frisk was live in New York, okay? So I'm not talking from what I think. Nigga, I'm talking from what the fuck I lived, okay? I know stop and frisk, all right? Myself, my family members, all my niggas around me was getting hit with that stop and frisk. Police officers jumping out the car, throwing niggas against the wall, stripping their pants down in front of everybody. Yeah, nigga. I lived that. I seen it. It happened to me. It happened to my family members, all my loved ones. This is real, okay? But what I do understand in hindsight, when you mature as a man, you don't walk in that image and likeness anymore. You put away childish things. I know that as an adult male, as a man, especially as a black man in America, okay, I got a responsibility to make sure that I have dignity. And if I'm to have dignity, I'm not going to provoke or create or co-create what would have me to live indignified, okay? It's indignified to be put up against the wall and search in front of everybody. You the only black person out here. He ain't searching the white boys. He just searching us, okay? But here's what I know. You'll never change that about certain white men in uniforms, okay? Because white men in uniforms can be very insecure. They can. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. They can be very insecure, okay? And when they get a badge, they get big and bad, okay? But when they ain't got that badge, it's, hey, how you doing? Okay? It's a different story. You understand? So I know these things to be facts, okay? I lived it. I seen it. I just know. So why provoke somebody's arrogance? Why provoke somebody's weaknesses? Why provoke somebody's fear? Okay, I'm too grown, too mature to be walking around dressing like a thug. I don't need to be dressing like like my sons. I don't need to be dressing like a fucking, like going to the mall and getting my fucking outfits. You understand? I'm 41 years old. You got to put away childish things, first of all. All right? How you move and operate, it does make a difference. Because nobody owes you understanding in public. It's just like women who wear, revealing clothes. Oh, men shouldn't be perverts. They should turn their eyes. Oh, they just want to look and lust at girls. Yeah, that's what we supposed to do. You show me titties and ass, I'm going to look at it. I want to look at it. I like it. Let me see the titties and ass. That's my nature. Fuck, I'm supposed to apologize for that shit? No, that's how God made me to be. I want to see titties and ass. It don't mean that you're supposed to show it to me. You understand? So it's the same thing with men. Okay? If we that stop and frisk is reinstated. Don't be moving with that thug culture. Leave that street shit behind. Leave the thugging behind. Because all that is a manifestation of karma for those who chose not to evolve out of that. Because as black men, we were supposed to evolve out of the thug image a long time ago. Guess what? That never belonged to us. Okay? It was you-ish people who did that to us. It was you-wish people. okay, who subjected us to that image, starting with the NWA. We didn't choose that. All right? We didn't choose to be thugs. We inherited that from that industry because Jewish people subjected us to it. All right? They manufactured that image on us. They wanted us to be like that. And sooner or later, we became dumb enough to oblige to it. We indulged in the gangster rapping and all this gangster activity and all this other stuff. The Black Panthers fell down to gangsterism. Black Panthers was to defend and protect the communities, to police our own neighborhoods and split up into folk nation, people nation, all this other stuff. That didn't come from us. So when we out here being street niggas, that's not authentic to our nature. We're not being authentic. And what does it do? It leaves you indignant. It causes you to suffer indignation. You lose your dignity because you're not being true to yourself. You're not being who you really are. See, African-American females, as we was growing up, if we didn't show up as thugs and street niggas, Pookie and Ray Ray, they reject us. They don't like us. They don't wink at us. They don't smile at us. They don't want to date us. They don't want to be our friend. Black girls don't like us when we don't show up as thugs and niggas and street niggas. They don't like us if we don't show up like that. Now is the time where we can undo that. We can change that. We don't have to be a thug and a street nigga just because our sisterhood don't like us in any other form. We could choose to be who we want to be, and whatever woman likes us, that's who is for us, okay? Rather she's Chinese, Japanese, fucking English, or goddamn South American, I don't care, whatever, all right? Wherever she is, if she likes you for being you, not for being a street nigga, okay? Black girls never wanted to accept us as our true, authentic selves. They always wanted us to be thugs. This has everything to do with Taurus, okay? You need to be true to who you are, not being what somebody else is manufacturing you to be. This goes against the will of the Democratic left. They propose democracy to you because through democracy, we can manufacture the consent and decisions and perceptions of the people. Through democracy, because they use media to do it. They use propaganda to do it, and they mostly use females to do it. They use the music to do it, to manufacture the people's consent. Why you think Kamala Harris spent billions of dollars on celebrities, raunchy ass celebrities, smearing a funky ass pussy all over the stage? Why you think she did that? She's trying to manufacture your consent, manufacture your decision, manufacture your vote. And the bitch still lost. Now, how you love that? Understand, it's time to be authentic. If you as a black man don't want to be a thug, don't be a thug. Don't mind if black women don't like you because you don't show up as a street nigga with your pants sagging and acting like fucking niggas. Leave their ass standing there. Go get a fucking Chinese girl, a Japanese, fucking Irish. I don't care what the fuck she is. If she got a pulse, she might love you. I don't care. Go get one. You don't have to oblige to that. I know the facts of how all this came about. I know. I've been paying attention all my life. It's time to be authentic. Celebrity culture is falling. Nobody likes celebrities no more. Nobody looks up to celebrities. Nobody honors celebrities. Nobody cares about celebrities no more except for the degenerate liberals. They the only ones who love them and like them and follow them. The degenerate people. Now we can have our values back. Now we can have our dignity back. Now we can have our strength because we have our dignity. Understand? Understand? She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. You see, a lot of females right now, because of Donald Trump as president, they're fearful of the future. Why? Because they don't have strength. Why don't they have strength? Because they don't have dignity. Why don't they have dignity? Because they sold their identity and they sold their soul. They're fake, they're phony, and they're lost. That's why. The conservative woman fulfills this scripture. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Understand? She laughs without fear of the future. No matter what situation I'm in, I have my values, I have my dignity, and I will not violate it. Therefore, I will always have strength. Ooh, we're learning. We are learning. There is a class of people who attempted to take away the dignity and the honor of the working class people, especially the blue collar man. And through the music industry, through movies, through social media, celebrities, there have been mantras that painted an attitude and perception about the blue collar working man, that he's not worthy of the honor that he carried since the beginning of civilization as we knew it. This time period returns that dignity that dissolves the division between gender and race. This division of gender and race that accelerated when Mars was in Gemini for 7 long months. Understand? That's when the Civil War began. This ends that, because dignity must go with the sense of equity and equality. Seeing value where there is truly value. Honoring value wherever we should find it. Men in society have been alienated, disrespected and dishonored, overlooked, overstepped, put in the back. Especially in black communities where they divided it right down the middle. When you say black community, it is a black female and her daughter. It is not the black man and his son. We have always been excluded. Dignity returns. You're not going to put men out. You're not going to look out for females and not look out for males. You're not going to look out for women and not men. You're not going to have all these holidays and special days and special bills and special this and special that and special this and special that for girls, 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 females, females, women, 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 women. No, everybody has needs. Everybody has problems. Everybody needs solutions. Everybody needs resources. And you're not fucking special just because you got a fucking pussy between your damn legs. You're not fucking special. You're not. You're not special. Now the table opens for men too. For males too. For brothers and fathers and sons too. Men need a portion in the race of life also, without discriminating against men. Alienating and disrespecting, dishonoring the blue collar man who keeps all of this functioning. I'm a blue collar man personally. I've always worked with my hands, fixing cars, building shit, commercially, domestically. I come from a family of blue collared men. We all are very handy, ingenuitive, constructive. When there's a problem, we're the ones who show up with the solutions. The other guys in the office, they show up with a checkbook. They got soft hands. They smell like cologne. That's very nice. But they don't know how to do shit if it's not pushing papers. Everybody has a role in life. But you're not going to dishonor, disrespect, and step over the blue collars. That ain't getting ready to happen. It was females who was pushing around social media. Oh, I don't want no 9-to-5 man. I don't want no man with no 9-to-5. I don't want no man that's doing construction. Don't take me to the Cheesecake Factory. I don't want to go to no coffee date. These bitches is out of pocket. They're used to promote this cult agenda against males, against values, against the family, against morals, against marriage, against working class citizens. The cabinet, the new government assembly is for the people. It's about the people. It's not about upholding the agenda of elites, filthy rich individuals who are buying the political direction, who are paying to manufacture the people's thoughts and consents and beliefs through women and music. Trump and those who are with him, now comes an order that brings back the interests of the people themselves, the gripes of the people, the complaints of the people, the needs and demands of the people, male and female. As the administration that we had didn't care about nobody but females, especially black females. The most privileged in America is a black female. In the past 11 years, nobody has been more privileged than an African-American female in America. Damn near above white women. And I ain't never seen no shit like that. When you get above white women in America, you really doing something. And it's not by their merit. It's by the fact that they slow enough to be used in such a way and given no fight or resistance to their usage. Oh, yes, sir, master. I'll do it. Oh, no problem. Yes, sir, master. I'll take that nigga in. I'll keep that nigga down. Yeah, master. Yes, sir. Whatever you want, master. And she earned a position even above white women. She damn near got immunity in this country until Trump came in. That's why they fight so hard to keep it like that, because they're aware of this. They feel it. They sense it in the air. They know that there's nothing they do will ever be charged. Understand? Get clean away from it. Clean away with it. Dignity returns. Taurus Full Moon, the deep state, the 1%, all of these alternative agendas to swamp behind the scenes, buying out the political direction, buying out the societal waves that most of us just go ahead and surrender to. Now there's a separation between what they value and what we, the people, value. This separates that. What the deep state value and what the people value. Now is the new beginning of a society according to the people, not the filthy rich deep state with heavy pockets and very filthy and corrupt minds and hearts, the principalities. And they use females to push their agendas. They use females to perverse the people. Females. This is why females need covering. Understand? Which means you should have a husband. Now, money, finances, okay, taking a different direction. As President Trump said, tariffs is his favorite word. When tariffs get slapped on all of the import-export movement, all countries will be affected, especially China and Germany and India. So products that come from overseas, which is majority of what we make use of is produced outside of this country, including our steel. Now, with tariffs, this is going to take some sharp turns. And it's going to wield a considerable political leverage and what other opportunities can be had. So now what this does is it brings massive power to the table of negotiations. There's considerable cooperation and change of attitude since Trump took the presidency globally, and it is in a positive direction. Positive feedback. Good things are coming in because the corrupt agenda, they lost the ball. They got knocked the fuck out. They didn't watch for that left hook and it laid their ass out. And the females who was working so hard to make sure that it lasted for their own selfish interest, they're sitting back quiet, licking their wounds. They nervous. You can hear a pin drop. It's so quiet. They don't know where to go. But the best place to go is back to the self, to be the self. Prices are going to change. Policies are going to change rapidly. We're in a new world. And the only outlook of harm and this is going to get me and that's going to get me, no. It's about how you're living. If you're living right, you have nothing to fear. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't have nothing to fear. If your values are in the right place, you have nothing to worry about. If anything, this is a support for you. This is a containment for you. This is a protection for you. This is hope for you. This is opening of opportunity for you. This is a blessing for you. But when you're harboring things in your heart that you shouldn't, you got reason to be worried. What side of the coin are you on? Now, mind you, Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin, these are now going to have more conversation, more publicity, more movement, more involvement. The whole wave of BRICS nations and Bitcoin are now going to be surfacing as accelerated developments in how we relate to resources and finances. These things are now going to come fully to surface, especially with technological acceleration from the combining of Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, okay? If I said his name, Vivek Ramaswamy, okay? There are going to be accelerated developments in the financial department. Tax reforms. We are really turning a sharp corner. And as Taurus reminds us to be present always with what we have, the spirit of gratitude, and to recognizing the value in what is already with you. It's about quality, not quantity with Taurus. Enough is a feast. Understand. We have Robert Kennedy now appointed as a Secretary of Health and Human Services. See, Uranus is tied in everything. Innovation, a pathway to the future, corrective action to a greater opportunity, renewal, not the stubbornness that we've been dealing with. President Trump appointed Robert F. Kennedy as United States Secretary of Health and Human Services. This is revolutionary. Revolution is taking place in the most civilized way. Let's note it. Revolution is here. It's taking place. With Robert Kennedy in charge of Health and Human Services, the things that we went through, like dirty agendas of getting COVID shots when you didn't really have to, you understand? The foods that we consume or that we should be watchful or mindful of here in the United States that could kill lab rats, you understand? But yet we find it in the grocery store ingredients, things that Europe and Canada has banned as food ingredients, but yet it makes it to the shelves here in the United States. These things are questionable. Okay? The fluoride in the water, all these chemicals in foods, the environment. With Kennedy in charge of this, he has a personal disposition, a personal identification of himself with these topics, with these matters. So President Trump is placing people where their talent, where their mastery, where their wisdom already exists with them, not on personality. Oh, he has a great smile. He knows how to dress. He's nice to people. I don't give a fuck if you're a dickhead. If you're good at what you do, I need you over there doing it. Just try to be nice every now and then if you're a dickhead. Whatever. But I need the job done. These are key talents that are being placed strategically across the board. We're going to look forward to a revolution of the morals, the standards, the principles, the values that we've had tolerance to. President Trump picked Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. And Matt Gaetz, as you know, he's very bold, very direct, very honest, from a masculine disposition in his delivery and observation, in his communications, and it's very offensive to the sensitive ears of feminists, of liberals. Things that people think, but you're not allowed to say. Oh, that sounds familiar. Sounds just like me. Matt Gaetz, another me. Understand? He's the one who said out loud that it's interesting how the most unattractive females out here who are less likely to get laid or knocked up is so concerned about the unaliving of babies. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But you're not allowed to say what's obvious and what's true up until now. The Department of Justice was used against him. Now he's in charge of it. Ain't God amazing? The same Department of Justice that's used as a weapon in families, where females seem to always get the advantage, the benefit of the doubt, the forgiveness, the pass forward, the win, the bag. With a personality like Matt Gaetz in charge of the Department of Justice, feminism will have no motion in the department through the Department of Justice. See, I've been saying this for 2 years, that feminism is over, that feminism is fallen, and it's truly over, and it is truly fallen. From every direction that feminism has had power and leverage, it is over. There's no route, there's no place where feminism can survive anymore. It's just a matter of time before the courts, the family courts, reflect fairness to men. opportunity to men, equality to men, where it neutralizes the opportunity between males and females, fathers and mothers in the court system. The court system very soon will no longer be a weapon against fathers, against men, against husbands. Very soon we're going to see that. It takes a person like Matt Gaetz to recognize that. Things are really going to change considerably. How matters are interpreted in the news and media. Individuals like Fannie Willis, who thought that the RICO charge was just going to be her handy dandy personal tool to wield and swing wherever she wants. Things are changing. America's no longer going to be a victim of females. There's a major shift in values that really does have to change. As far as these abortion topics, abortion talks, okay? These degenerate females want to pretend like they don't understand the conflict of interest here, the integrity questions here when it comes to the morals, the ethics, the values that surrounds this subject matter. And what they do is they play teenage games. The teenage games of, oh, it's about grape, if you know what I mean. Oh, what if somebody does that to you? What about if you have a health issue? But the truth is that they know that everybody else knows that that's not the reason why you're fighting for it. You're fighting for it to use it like a contraceptive. You're fighting for it to use it like a condom. You're fighting for it to use it like a plan B. You're fighting for it to use it like a safety net for your lack of self-control, lack of self-respect, lack of dignity, lack of pride to your womb. Understand? You want to fucking suck every Tom, Dick, and Harry whenever you want, however you want. You want them to drop a load in you and you just keep on going. It don't even matter. Talking about your body, your rights. Well, guess what? When you decide, when you make decisions from your own personal authority to consent to co-create a life, you no longer have right to move how you want and do what you want. Because you chose to knock on the door of Life Portal to let that soul come through. You authorized that. So you don't have the right anymore to make any other decision other than to protect it and nurture it to life. That's the decision you got. That's the right that you got. Because that life has right over you. It has right over your body because you went and got it. You went and chose to have it. That's not how that works. See, America has to learn to stop allowing females to frame their value system, females to frame their morals, females to frame how they should move and operate to judge what is right, wrong, good for bad. We learn that you cannot listen to females when it comes to right and wrong, good and bad. You cannot listen to females. You cannot. Because they've proven that they do not have conviction. They do not have fear of God in them. They do not have morals, values, and integrity unless somebody taught it to them. It's not innate in their nature. They're showing and proving it. They are inclined to anything that serves their own personal aims and desires. They're very wicked in the basis of their nature, unless reformed. I'm not shy to say it. I'm not shy one bit to say it because they had all the time and freedom they wanted to prove otherwise, but they chose not to. They made their point. They made their proof. They made their demonstration. They shown you that they will side with evil every time and they will justify it. They look at the colleges as superior knowledge and wisdom, not sacred knowledge and wisdom. That's the liberal mindset. It's an illness that has swept over the young girls of society, especially black women, thinking that their degrees replaces a moral compass. Ready to argue, ready to fight, but dead wrong every time they open their mouth. Uranus is a major influence to this full moon that we're about to experience, the Taurus, and you can expect that there are going to be some sudden changes and adjustments at where you experience Taurus. In other words, in your natal birth chart, where you have Taurus, at this particular house, you are going to have a sharp transformation that usually shows up in a tower moment. And that tower moment can reveal to you that it's time to go. It's time to jump. It's time to go a different direction. It's time to let go. And that's because you have to show up on time to meet your timeline. So you could expect some changes here. And Uranus or Shango is going to make that executive decision for you according to the timeline of your soul's journey. Understand? And this will be according to your most authentic value and meaning of your life and how it's unfolding. It's going to get you there on time. When you have strength, you preserve your character. Understand? You don't suffer shame and guilt. You don't suffer that. You don't have to walk around acting like you a damn victim. You don't gotta sell your pussy. Yeah. You don't have to date somebody for free lunch and free breakfast. When you got dignity. You live in your means. You don't get houses, you don't get cars, you don't get clothes because you want people to think that you at a certain status. You don't pick and choose a mate because it's going to make you look a certain way in the eyes of other people. You choose them because of how your heart and your soul and your purpose aligns with that person. Authenticity is returned. It's here. Get ready for it. It's going to hurt a little bit if you fake. But if you real, yeah. Stole a party, nigga.